Stop going to Taipei. Wait. Allow me to rephrase that. There's more to Taiwan than just Taipei, and exploring cities outside of Taipei when you're in Taiwan is an absolute must. In fact, if you've clicked on this video, there's a very good chance that you agree with me and are either planning or thinking about checking out Kaohsiung, which, by the way, solid choice. Kaohsiung is, in my opinion, Taiwan's underrated gem. In this video, I'm going to be covering absolutely everything I did there over 3 days and 3 nights. I'm also going to cover some information that you need to know if you're traveling to Kaohsiung for the first time, such as how to get around, where to stay, and more. And so basically, if you're planning to head to Kaohsiung soon, this video was meant to find you. And if you're not planning to head there, well then it's my mission to convince you by the end of this video that you should. Hey guys, it's Editing Steve here. I'm just finishing up the video and realizing that it is a bit longer than my usual ones. Wow, do I know how to talk. Because I really wanted to make this a one-stop shop guide containing all the information needed if you're heading to Kaohsiung for the first time. But don't worry, I have meticulously divided this video into chapters so that you can digest the information however you want. Besides, you can always come back to the chapters that you skipped later. Quinchanayo, with that out of the way, let's get straight into it. Kaohsiung is located at the southern part of Taiwan and is a vibrant port city boasting stunning waterfront views, mouth-watering street food, and rich culture. There are 2 ways to get into Kaohsiung. You will either fly in internationally and land at Kaohsiung International Airport, or did what I did, which was land in Taipei and then catch a high-speed rail to Kaohsiung. You most probably already know how to book a flight, so let's talk about how to get you on a high-speed rail train. I'm now at the Taipei main station, about to catch a high-speed rail to Kaohsiung for the very first time, so come along with me for the journey. First things first, you will need a ticket, which you can buy at the ticket machines that look like this at the station. The process itself is fairly straightforward, so I won't walk you through that. Instead, I would just mention 2 things you would need to know. 1, you would have to choose between a reserved and a non-reserved seat, which means exactly what you think it does. With the non-reserved seating, you may risk having to stand if it happens to be a full ride, which is why personally, I would just go with a reserved seat. 2, the station that you need to get to if you're headed to Kaohsiung is Zhuoying Station. And here we go. I will say this, the high-speed rail tickets here are a lot easier to navigate than Japan. We've now got a bit of time, so I'm just gonna grab some food to eat when I'm on the train. The ride itself was very pleasant, so pleasant in fact that I even napped a bit in the hour and 40 minutes it took to get there. And just like that, we are now in Kaohsiung. Let's now talk about how to get you to your accommodation. Both the airport and high-speed rails are connected to the Kaohsiung Metro. You can catch the train into the city from Kaohsiung International Airport Station if you flew in, and you will arrive at the THSR Zhuoying Station if you got in via high-speed rail, in which case you simply walk on over across the station to access the Kaohsiung Metro at Zhuoying Station. There are 2 ways to pay for the subways and buses in Taiwan. You can either use one of the Taiwan IC cards or your own credit or debit card. I personally prefer using the Easy card I bought in Taipei as I want to avoid those pesky overseas credit card charges, but if you don't have one of those, you can purchase the Kaohsiung equivalent, aka an iPass, at the train station or basically at any convenience store. Of course, getting on a cab to go to your accommodation directly is always an option. Grab is available in Taiwan and I would recommend doing that so that your fare is fixed and also you get to avoid any potential language barrier issues. And also, just real quick, read the language barrier issues. I highly recommend having your hotel address written on a piece of paper or on your iPhone in Chinese. You can either ask your hotel to send you the Chinese address or look it up on Google Maps. It's just really handy to have it available to either show it to your cab driver or show it to someone in the event that you need to ask for directions. Speaking about getting to your accommodation, let's now talk about where to stay in Kaohsiung, or rather, where I would recommend you stay in Kaohsiung. I ended up staying at this super colorful Legend Hotel in Liuhe for a few reasons. 1, it's less than 10 minutes walk away from the Formosa Boulevard station, which basically connects you to anywhere you want to go in Kaohsiung, making it the perfect base point for you to explore the city. 2, it is literally a 5-minute walk away from the Liuhe Night Market, which is one of Kaohsiung's most popular night markets. More on that later. 3, you can actually do your laundry for free at this hotel. Little hot tip about me when I'm traveling, I do actually like to do my laundry when I travel, as that way I don't have to pack as much. A lot of the shirts that you will see me wear throughout the trip are these easy non-iron shirts from Uniqlo. Doing my laundry at least once or twice during my trip also means that I don't have to pack as much, and as a result of that, have plenty of luggage space for everything else like shopping. The last but definitely not the least important important reason is that this hotel is incredibly cheap. It cost me 47 Aussie dollars or just around 28 US dollars a night. Once I got into my hotel and I was all checked in, it was time to have some breakfast. I started my day with a traditional Taiwanese breakfast at Lao Chiang, Nantai, a beloved local breakfast spot that has been around since 1953, and it's known for its delicious and authentic Taiwanese breakfast offerings like mung bean milk, dan bing, omelets, and more. There was a bit of a queue, but it did move fast, and before you know it, I was ordering. Got myself a mung bean drink and a Chinese omelet with ham. It's about as authentic local as it gets as far as breakfast is concerned. So good. I then headed on over to the Formosa Boulevard station that is home to the Dome of Light, aka the world's largest public art installation, designed by Italian artist Narcissus Quagliata. This magnificent dome was installed back in 2008, spans 30 meters across in diameter, and comprises approximately 4,500 glass panels. The artwork narrates the story of human life through 4 themes: water, earth, light, and fire, conveying an overarching message of love and tolerance. As it is situated at the intersection of the red and orange MRT lines, the Dome of Light is not only pretty to look at but also practical as a base or meeting point to navigate yourself to the platform you need to get to. Kaohsiung basically has 2 main MRT lines, the red that goes from north to south and orange that goes from east to west. Super easy to navigate and buses fill in the gaps. I then took a train from the Formosa Boulevard station to my first museum, the Kaohsiung Museum of History, located in the Yanqing district. This building used to be the Kaohsiung City Hall during the Japanese occupation and dates back to 1939. In 1998, the building was repurposed into the Kaohsiung Museum of History, and today, each exhibition space chronicles the city's transformation from a fishing village to a modern metropolis, with a very thoughtful section on Taiwan's push for democracy. I especially love all the interactive elements that are creatively used to tell the story, and honestly cannot believe that this was free to explore. After a few hours of exploring the museum, I decided it was time to have lunch in the area. About a 15-minute walk away is a Michelin Bib Gourmand winner. Beigang Thai Rice Tube is a third-generation family-run eatery that is renowned for its signature tube sticky rice, which, as the name suggests, is prepared by steaming glutinous rice with braised ground pork in metal cylinders, which are then unmolded onto a plate and topped with a savory gravy. It has become a nostalgic staple for many locals. I was only going to get the rice tube, but then noticed that they also had one of my favorite soups on the menu, this bitter gourd and pork soup, so I got that as well. It's a pretty good price as well. It's 120 Taiwan dollars for the soup and the rice. The meat and the sauce is on point, and you have to have with a bit of the rice. It really is the perfect pairing for it. It also comes with some, I think, ginger. After lunch, I headed over to the Alien Art Center, a contemporary art museum that's housed in the historic Kinma Military Hostel that was originally built back in 1967 as a transit station for soldiers en route to the Kinmen and Matsu front lines. The hostel was abandoned in 2016. Alien Art undertook a 2-year renovation to transform the building into a vibrant cultural venue whilst preserving its architectural heritage. You can spend hours exploring the labyrinth of rooms that are spread across 3 levels, each containing an exhibit or installation, and if you need a break, there is an absolutely stunning cafe on level 3. But I was most excited to head over to this next location, which I've seen all over social media. The Hamasen Railway Cultural Park is about a 10-minute walk away. The park occupies the historic site of the former Kaohsiung Port Station, the city's inaugural railway station and once the largest freight station in Taiwan. The area has since been transformed into a cultural park that preserves the original railway tracks and station structures, and the park features expansive green spaces interspersed with art installations, which includes these large-scale iron sculptures. Adjacent to the park is the Takao Railway Museum and the Hamasen Museum of Taiwan Railway that offers exhibitions on the region's rail transport history. One of my highlights here was dropping by this gelato shop that's located inside one of the carriages to have a break. Aside from the unique premise, the gelato itself was also delicious and a pretty perfect treat after walking around all day. Located right next to the Hamasen Cultural Park though is a must-visit destination when you're in Kaohsiung. Pier 2 is a vibrant cultural hub that has transformed from a series of abandoned warehouses into a thriving arts district. Originally constructed in 1973, these warehouses fell into disuse, but then in 2000, local artists saw the potential in these spaces, leading to the establishment of Pier 2 in 2006. Today, the Pier 2 Art Center spans from Piers 1 to 10 and features an eclectic mix of contemporary art installations, colorful murals, and creative sculptures. You can easily spend an entire day here doing everything from checking checking out the multiple exhibits, catching a movie, shopping, eating and drinking at many of their cafes and restaurants. Pier 2 is easily accessible via the Kaohsiung Light Rail and is honestly such a vibe. I highly recommend you check it out. It was then getting dark and so it was time to have some dinner. And if you're a subscriber from my Taipei content, you know I never say no to a good night market. We are now at the Kaohsiung Arena station and we're about to head over to the largest night market in Kaohsiung, Ruifeng Night Market. So come on, let's go. Ruifeng Night Market comprises more than 1,000 stalls. As with any night market in Taiwan, you will be able to find every single Taiwanese street food item you can think of. My personal highlights here was this giant Taiwanese fried chicken from Angel's Chicken for just 100 Taiwanese dollars and the sesame oil chicken rice from Ama Chicken Rice for 120 Taiwan dollars. Yes, as you can see, the best part about visiting Taiwanese night markets, apart from it being a complete immersion into the local culture, is that the food is so cheap. Like nothing I ate here tonight cost over $2. One important thing to note is that this market is closed on Mondays and Wednesdays, and so if you're planning a trip, definitely do not go on these days, but it is otherwise open from 4 p.m. every other day of the week. I did actually eat more than 2 things, so let me know in the comment section if you want a full breakdown of everything you need to try at the Ruifeng Night Market. But I was so full by the end of this and it was time to head back for a nap as I have a long day ahead tomorrow. And today we're going on a day tour. So generally my trips are a combination of things that I collated to do by myself and then some guided tours. The guided tours that I choose are often to places that are quite far away from the city and I would either need to rent a car or brave hours of public transport to get there. It's just much less stressful and cheaper to sit in an air-conditioned bus and let someone get you there. I also like the fact that a local guide who knows his or her stuff guides you through the entire thing, and last but definitely not least, you also get to meet fellow travelers, which is a great plus if you're often a solo traveler like myself. The bus picked me up at the designated waiting area and just like that, I'm off to our first destination, which is the Moonworld Landscape Park, a distinctive geological park renowned for its dramatic terrain. The unique landscape here was formed over millions of years through the uplift of mudstone from the ocean floor, followed by extensive erosion from rains and streams, resulting in hills and ridges that resemble the lunar surface, hence the name. The park allows you to see all these unique formations up close and personal thanks to its well-maintained walking trails and observation decks. Our next stop is a must-visit when you're in Kaohsiung. Formosa is Taiwan's largest Buddhist monastery that was established back in 1967 and serves as the headquarters of the International Formosa Buddhist Organization. The expansive complex encompasses various shrines and notably this 36-meter tall standing Buddha statue, which is one of the tallest in Southeast Asia. It is absolutely unreal to see up close. The next stop in the tour was the Lotus Lake that is encircled by well over 20 temples. However, by far the most well-known structures here are these dragon and tiger pagodas. Constructed back in 1976, these 7-story pagodas feature vibrant yellow walls, red pillars, and orange tiles. The pagodas are connected to the shore by a unique zigzag bridge overlooking the lake, and it is believed that by entering through the dragon's mouth and exiting via the tiger's mouth, you will transform any bad luck into good fortune. So obviously I had to do it. Take your time to admire the insides of the pagodas, which are adorned with colorful paintings depicting scenes from Chinese folklore and moral tales. Now, do I feel like I transform my bad luck into good fortune by going through the pagodas? I certainly hope so, but only time will tell. The next stop of the tour is a must for art lovers. This is the Kaohsiung Museum of Fine Arts, which is the first public museum in southern Taiwan. It has previously hosted significant exhibitions featuring masterpieces by renowned artists such as Pablo Picasso and Andy Warhol. The museum's collection is expansive and spans multiple floors with galleries dedicated to various art forms, including everything from large-scale artworks to delicate calligraphy pieces. Honestly, could have spent hours here, and even if you don't do this particular tour, I would still recommend checking out this museum. However, a visit to Kaohsiung is not complete until you've been to the iconic Love River, and as it was approaching sunset when we arrived, it would have been the perfect time to go on a river cruise. Unfortunately though, the weather wasn't giving on the day that I went, so we didn't end up doing that, but it would be something I would recommend you do when you're there. Cruise tickets are also not expensive. I believe they're about $4 on Klook. The tour then ended in the best way it possibly could in Taiwan, and that is by going to a night market. Tonight I am at Liuhe Night Market, Liuhe Yeshi, which was perfect by the way, as this market is a 5-minute walk back to the hotel. Liuhe Night Market is one of Taiwan's most renowned night markets, and personally my preferred one over Ruifeng that I went to on my first night, though it is smaller with just 130 38 stalls. Do not underestimate it, the market really packs a punch food-wise. It's got everything. I tried out quite a few things, but my personal highlights was this plate of stinky tofu and also this oyster omelette. If you don't live around the area, the market is a mere 5-minute walk away from the Formosa Boulevard station and starts operating from 6 p.m. 7 days a week. Day 3 started off early at a Taiwanese breakfast spot near the hotel, Xing soy milk, Xing doujiang. I wanted to start close to where I live and super early because today we have a long trip out to Chengcing Lake, which is the city's largest body of water, originally developed as a reservoir for industrial use. Over time, it has been transformed into a scenic area featuring lush forests and diverse wildlife. It is a great little space that showcases the nature of Kaohsiung in its finest form. I spent about half a day at the lake before heading over to Cianjin braised pork rice for lunch. One thing I love about Taiwan is the places that are known for good food are usually so unpretentious and simple. Like this bowl of braised pork rice was only 70 Taiwanese dollars, and let me tell you, the combination of the caramelized fall apart pork belly, egg yolk and rice was freaking heaven. This place is, in my opinion, truly deserving of its Michelin Bib Gourmand award. But no trip to Taiwan is complete until you've had some boba tea. After all, as Simu Liu once famously said, this is where it originated from. Moreover, today I'm going to not just any boba tea, I'm going to be going to where it all started, the original, the OG boba tea, which in itself is an interesting question because you see there are two Taiwanese tea houses that claim to have invented the iconic drink. One is Chun Shui Tang and the other Hanlin Tea Room, and so you guys know what this means. It's time for a bubble tea face-off, which I'm gonna call a boba off. And the first tea house I went to was Chun Shui Tang that was established back in the 1980s in Taichung. Today I'm at their Kaohsiung branch. They do serve other things here as well, but I'm here on a mission, and the good thing is they make it clear which drink to order. This cost me just 90 Taiwan dollars. The serving size is pretty big, and this is the small size, which is spoiler alert, I had the big size later at the flagship store in Taichung, and this is what the large size looks like. Would you believe, by the way, that this is the first time I've had bubble tea in Taiwan? I love the fact that unlike all the other bubble teas I've had in my life, for once I can actually taste the tea in the bubble tea. And what's miraculous at the very same time is the bubble tea is frothy and creamy without the milk overpowering the tea flavors. There's also a decent amount of tapioca pearls in the drink, but the best part is that they give you an extra serving of pearls on the side that you can add to the drink as you go, so that the pearls to milk tea ratio is perfect every single time. I will also give this drink the ultimate Asian compliment, and that is that it isn't too sweet. In fact, it is the perfect level of sweetness. Honestly, color me impressed. So how does this compare to the one at Hanlin Tea House? The branch I went to is located at the food court at the Kaohsiung Hanshin area shop. Like Chun Shui Tang, they clearly highlight their best-selling bubble tea. Price-wise, it's very similar, though I was not given an extra side serving of pearls. But how does it taste? Taste-wise, it is comparable to Chun Shui Tang. Very similarly, you actually get to taste the tea element of the drink. The drink again is miraculously able to be creamy without the drink tasting like it had any dairy in it, and also not too sweet. Overall, I would say that both are fair winners in this little boba face-off, though if I had to pick one, I would say Chun Shui Tang, only because I got that side serving of pearls. Overall, whilst the true origin of boba tea remains a subject of friendly debate, both are places that I recommend you drop by when you're in Taiwan. As I have already done a lot of walking in the last few days, I decided to take it easy for dinner and headed back to my hotel, as right next to it is a 24-hour ramen shop very similar to the ramen libraries that you get in South Korea. I'm an ambivert, so honestly, this was a nice change of pace for me after the last few days of crowds. About a 10-minute walk away from the ramen shop is a speakeasy bar that you need to check out if you're in Kaohsiung. It is hidden behind a Chinese restaurant facade that gives you no indication of what's inside, which is a bar that exudes a vintage ambience inspired by old silent movies with its cozily, warmly lit interior that features carefully curated design elements and vintage vinyl records that contribute to its nostalgic atmosphere. The establishment also offers an array of creative cocktails. I'm honestly so impressed by the overall excellence of the drinks, service and decor of this bar, and I'm definitely returning here when I'm in Kaohsiung again. Highly recommend putting this bar on your itinerary if you're looking for some night spot recommendations. It is the morning of day 4 and I'm on a high-speed rail heading to my next destination, Taichung. I honestly came to Kaohsiung with no expectations, but Kaohsiung totally surprised me. It is more laid back in comparison to Taipei, which I love. After all, isn't that what a holiday should be like? I also love how welcoming and friendly the people here were, and the food was also amazing and cheap. I had initially thought that I would only come here once and be done with it, but you know what? I think I love it here, and I'm already working out how to slot it into my next Taiwan trip. Kaohsiung, I will be back. Now, as the number of places I went to Kaohsiung is actually quite extensive, there would be a lot of text in my description box if I was to put in links for every single one of those locations. And so to make it easier for both you and me, I have compiled all the location details of the places featured in this video, as well as any booking links and discount codes that I have in a single PDF document that you can download for free. I've also thrown in a little pre-Taiwan checklist in there. I've put the download link in my description box below. I do hope that you found value in this video, and if you have, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all the good things that you know are going to appease those holy YouTube algorithm gods, but much more importantly, would just make my day as a content creator. In particular, do feel free to comment, as I love hearing from you. I will also link my first timer's guide to Taiwan at the end of this video, as well as my full Taiwan playlist so that you can choose what you want to watch next. And if you got to this point of the video, thank you so much for watching. I know I say this every single week, but that's because I genuinely mean it when I say it means absolutely everything. I do hope that you have a fantastic day ahead, or that you've already had a good day. As always, I will see you real soon in the next video. Ciao!